Hey, you guys, it's Crystal Jordan here with Auesomely You magazine, and today we have,
Hi guys, I'm Latiyah Ashley.
and I'm so excited to interview her. First off, this is not our typical interview, but I want to interview her because we're talking about dating and dating with a purpose and intention and being single and honestly being single with intention. I want you to talk about your book.
Okay. I am the author of the book Update, and the book leans into updating the way that you date. And I really believe wholeheartedly that it's important to walk in purpose before you walk down the aisle and to understand what it means to walk down the aisle. What does marriage mean? What does that covenant look like? And until we understand the covenant with Jesus Christ, it's impossible to understand the covenant of what marriage actually is and what it's supposed to look like. So that's what the book is about. And it's real and it's raw, but it's timely.
Now, your quote stood out to me. Dating should not distract you from your purpose, it should align with it. The ring is an award, purpose is. I agree with that. I have dated men who took me away from my purpose, who have not leaned into my purpose. And now I'm in a season of only dating and being with somebody who pushes me to be the best version of Crystal that I was last year. And if I can't be better with you, I'm not your person. And you're not my person. And
Right.
I'd rather be single than be with somebody anyway. That's my mental. That's my mindset because I like to live in my singleness. Because I feel like a lot of times us as Christian women, we don't live in our singleness. We're so focused on getting down the aisle, getting the ring, getting married, and I feel like sometimes that's our downfall.
Mm,
The person attached to you can be your downfall.
mm.
So,
Well, I think that's a layered statement because we also have to look at why do we even attract that kind of person and what's in us that allow us to even commingle with the person that is derailing us from that purpose, right? So we have to ask ourselves, did this person show up and have a representative on too long, right? Did I fall in love with the idea of who I thought you were, or did I see the signs before and I ignored it because I believed that I could change you? So we have to also look at that from that perspective as well. And purpose is key with everything. And having a purpose partner and being in alignment with what the Lord has you on, that's key in every relationship. Even if it's a business relationship, just being aligned with your purpose and it helps things flow naturally.
I know in the book you talk about mommy and daddy issues. So I
Yeah,
know it's a whole chapter. So can
yeah,
we touch on that and how that
sure.
affects your dating?
So the chapter about mommy and daddy issues, it leans into the environment of which that we were raised in and how we carry over some of those habits, whether good or bad, into our relationship, whether it's business or personal. And then we need to also address any unhealed trauma wounds that we have from our childhood, right? Oftentimes, if you have an absent parent, it has you will have a void in you, and when you have that empty void, sometimes you'll have a yearning to replace that with somebody who may not be the best person to replace that with. So that chapter really focuses on being whole and healing from those mommy and daddy issues and wounds, and how to address it and how to make sure that you can identify it before you get in your relationship.
Whew, I have never heard anybody put it like that before.
Hopefully, I articulated that, as
You did.
okay.
So what made you write this book? Because it had to be a reason why you wrote this book.
Because I'm a Christian that's dating. I'm a dating Christian, and but I'm also not one that's pressed for the ring. I actually had a ring, and I gave it back. So yeah, that's what it is. And I think it's a timely conversation for where we are as a people in the culture. And I just wanted to find a way that's relatable to bridge the culture to the covenant because everything is about Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And even leaning into marriage, if we don't understand what that covenant is, and nobody don't have no business getting married if you don't understand the original covenant and the person that established it. So that was the purpose of writing the book. And so it's everywhere. You can order it on Barnes and Noble, Amazon, Books a Million, Apple Books, eBooks, audiobooks, anywhere you can find books, it's available.
Oh my God, I have so many like burning questions for you. I heard you say that we should be we when we single we should be intentional with our singleness.
Hmm.
Can you touch on that, because somebody may not even understand what that means? Like, I kind of know what it means, because I feel like when you're single you should lean into your purpose. When you're single you should become the person you want to be before you meet that person.
Right.
That's what I think it means, but what does it mean to you? Because I know you talked about that to another person.
Yeah, so oftentimes we hear about dating with intentions,
Hmm.
and I don't believe that there's enough conversation about being intentionally single. So when you're single, because I'm choosing to allocate this season of my life to focus on what I need to do for me and my purpose. So when you're intentionally single, you may have the opportunity to date somebody and you may have to, you know, respectfully reject their offer because you're working on you. So it's really maximizing the space of becoming and evolving while you have the luxury of being single. And
Oh,
I want to lean into luxury.
I was about to ask
It's
you. So luxury. When you say the luxury of being single, are you
yeah.
talking about that you're trying to process who you are and what you want? It,
So when I say the luxury of being single, I think that there's a stigma that is perpetuated sometimes that almost makes it like a disease to be single, and as if something's wrong with you,
I
or
hate
why
that.
haven't this happened yet? And I just want to dismantle that, because being single is a perfect opportunity to focus on yourself, and I think that we should maximize when we have that. Because when you understand what covenant is and the sacrifice that you make when you're married, you will see why being single is a luxury.
Oh, I agree with you. One thing I don't like, people are like, why are you single? Why you been single so long?
Yeah.
I'm like, because I'm not ready. I'm waiting on my person, and God will let me know when it's time. Until it's time, I'm focusing on Crystal, because
Yeah.
I'm the most important thing. Before it's God, then it's me, and I have to make sure that I'm ready and healed. One thing I didn't ever want to do was get into another relationship and be unhealed
Yeah.
and bleed from my past relationship onto you and bring my trauma onto you when it's not your fault.
Yeah, and healing is an interesting journey. It's not really a destination because it's something that's constantly evolving.
All
You
right.
can have other things that you take the charge off because I'm healing from it, or this no longer bothers me. But I don't think healing is something that it's a fix. It's like a light switch. Like, okay, I was broken. Now I'm completely healed from this.
All right.
And you can be completely healed from something. So I do want to say that. But healing is a constant currency. It's constantly flowing. It's a constant flow of something that's ever evolving. And yeah, and when you're working on yourself, when you're healing, you can evolve in being the most awesomely you person that you can be.
Oh, thank you.
That's why
I
that's the goal.
believe it took me a minute to get to where your book is, and I cannot wait to read it. It took me a minute because
Yeah.
I was about, for me personally, I was battling depression. I was battling who is Crystal, because growing up, you always all you hear is marriage, 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 and then when you get a certain age, it's something biologically wrong with you. Your clock is ticking because you're not married due to society standards or pressures in the church, especially the black church. Why are you not married yet? You are this age. What's wrong with you? That's one thing that I have heard. And I'm like, it's nothing wrong with me. I'm patient.
Well, you know what? Also, you might gotta wait until somebody's son act like they got some sense. Like, why would I rush to get married to a person and be miserable? I would much rather be single and happy than married and miserable. And it's interesting because the book is is getting a lot of attention from married people, and to hear them say that this is everything I wish I would have known before I got married, or this book reminds me to continue to date my wife. And these are real reviews that I've read and that I've seen. I think that, yeah, that there's nothing wrong with being single, and that there's nothing wrong with the person who's choosing to be single for a season. I think that's actually intelligence, not a virus.
I agree. I chose to be single for about 6 years, maybe 7.
Good.
And people looking like that's a long time. And I'm like, well, I have a 2-month rule. So let's say we're talking, and I see something that we cannot immediately work on. That, like, communication is number one.
Mm,
I would just I would just be nice and decline you and be like, okay, I enjoyed this moment with you, but this season is over. And I
Yes.
go back to being single
Yeah.
because I'm so intentional. So I cannot wait to buy your book.
Thank you. And I can't wait for you to read it. And I can't wait to hear how it has impacted you, if it has, you know. And there's a journal entry in it where there's questions that you can ask yourself. You can write them down, or you can scratch that section. There's sections in the book where there's questions that you can answer, and it's also a conversation piece. So a lot of podcasts are using it to curate conversations as well, and it's really good for a girls' night out, or if you're just out kicking it with your friends. It creates conversations. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's
thank you
gonna be
for
my
supporting
girls'
it.
night out activity.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about update and how to update our
Ooh,
dating life.
yeah. It's questions in there. So get
Okay.
ready for
Oh
it.
my God. I have married friends. I have friends that are going through divorce. There, I got
Yeah.
one friend in her divorce season. I'm pretty sure she will love this book because she
Yes.
is intentionally being single right now.
Wow.
But I want to say thank you so much for letting me
Thank
interview
you for
you.
having me.
No, thank you for just opening your vendor doors to me and and
Girl,
bleeding your
welcome to the house. Welcome to the
girl.
update
It
experience.
was an experience. Your setup is lit.
Thank you. We try to give an experience to people and make them feel warm and welcome because we're all one. We're family. We're building and we're updating one person at a time. And if we can spread the update message to the world, maybe you'll get lucky and come across a person that's been updated. And so you got one updated person, then another updated person, then here we got some updated children. There we go.
I love that. I love how you plugged in the name of your brand update because we have to update each other.
That's it. That's what it's about.
All right. Well, I'm Carissa Jordan, and we're out.